Welcome, world, to the Rebelle Rally. We're here at Stage 2, Base Camp 1, but we're going to be moving today, and that is a whole other Oprah. I'm here at Rebelle Rally Live, sponsored by Toyota, with, of course, my good friend, MJ. You can see him at MJ Rally on Instagram. Check him out. He's so good. You're such a good driver.
Oh man, I wasn't prepared for this.
No, I know, but
Emme.
I had so much fun driving around with you in that enduro challenge that we tried.
You're so good at smiling. I love that in our mornings. No, seriously, we're having a great time out here. It's day 2 already of the Rebelle Rally. And one cool thing about it being day 2 is we've got some results to talk about.
Let's talk about them.
And hopefully you guys have figured out how to use YB tracking during the day and kind of keep up that way. But on our website, RebelleRally.com, make sure you click on the 4x4 class or the X-Cross class, and then you can see some standings.
Yeah. All right. So this is the scoring for yesterday, day 1, Group A. But if you guys... Yeah, so day 1, Group A. So here we've got, you can see Team 188, I believe. I don't know. I don't have my glasses on, and the monitor's kind of far away.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Laura
Wanless, and
Maria.
And Maria Guitar. So they had a great day yesterday. Look at that. They've gotten all of their checkpoints save for one. They came in at the end of the day with 96%. However, that still just puts them in second place overall, because we've got the dynamic duo terror team practically of Nina Barlow and Terralyn Petteritt. They came through with 100% of their points.
We're gonna flip over to Group B now.
All right, cool. Yeah. Look at that.
This is kind of how we follow during the day, and then you can go to actual standings under 4x4 Group A. There's a standings tab there, which doesn't show all the checkpoints, but does show the overall list of how that all stack up. So some of you may ask, what's the difference in Group A and Group B? And it's really just to put some air between the different vehicles. We don't want people following each other, right?
Exactly. You don't want people following each other. So, but now they will start kind of seeding the groups, and you'll have the top groups in Group A, and you'll have the other cars in Group B. So you'll always know if you want to follow the leaders, you need to be in Group A.
So we're going to be referencing that a lot more throughout the week. Obviously, that's going to be kind of our anchor point of what the story is of the day.
Exactly. But
before we move too far off that, though, what did we notice this morning that caught our attention?
Over in the crossover class.
Yeah, in X-Cross.
Yeah, so, we know that Team 200, Christine Benzie and Melissa Clark are going to do really well. They're a great team. Benzie is a fantastic navigator, so it's no surprise that they came in at first place. And also the second place teams were tied right now between... tied for first.
Yeah. Right.
Carrie Lando and Angela Lux in the Subaru Outback, which also has a Torque Masters locker in the back in that Subaru, which is pretty cool.
Nice, yeah.
They're tied for first place. Third place in crossover is Sedona Blinson and Lynn Woodward in the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek Edition. But the surprise here happened to Tana White and Verona May in the 2023 Kia Sportage X Pro. They came in with just 74% of the points yesterday. Did you talk to them, Matthew?
Yeah, I kind of, briefly interrupted their plotting time because I know that's really precious. But we just had to know, what's going on. They were solid up to checkpoint about 15, and then just no points the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It came because their TerraTrip odometer lost its feed. So, and if you don't have your vehicle odo calibrated and planned already to use it as a backup, they're really relying on one resource there for their distance measurements. So they took a couple wrong turns when you can't get your distance down, you're kind of swimming out there and blind a bit. So,
and a TerraTrip is one thing that a lot of the Rebels use, but it's not necessary. You can use your Odo as long as you're prepared to do that and you've calibrated. However, there are some tools that are absolutely necessary, and I've got a quick little video for you. Yeah, check it out. So in addition to having a great vehicle, if you want to be a Rebelle, there are some key tools that you need. Now, first of all, when you get here, you are going to get a map. You are also going to get a CP guide. Those are given to you by the rally, so you don't need to worry about that at all. But what you do need to worry about are what we call our little scales, our little magic rulers. So these are good for a 50,000 map, a 100,000 map, and a 200,000 map, because maps all have different scales, so you need to make sure you're using the right one. Otherwise, you will be in a world of hurt. Ask me how I know. You're also going to need a mechanical pencil. You should bring a lot of these because you will lose them 100% guaranteed. This is called a plotter. This helps us decide what direction we're going in. So you can use this on the map and decide, okay, I'm going to go into direction of 210 degrees. This will help you make that straight line. And then finally, of course, you will need a compass. There are all different kinds of compasses, but this one is a really nice one from Sunto. My navigator likes to use a little sighting compass, so it's all about personal preference. Welcome back, everybody, to the live show presented by Toyota. And listen, I got to get some better names besides Grand Fromage. What is it in the Queso Grande? We'll do it in Spanish today. Queso Grande of the Rebelle Rally, Ms. Emily Miller, and she's going to talk us through the course today. Now, today is a little bit different because we've got stage 2, and then they've got a marathon camp where they're going to be self-camping, and then we've got stage 3. So competitors have actually been given 2 days worth of checkpoints on their road books, which is very overwhelming to receive 40 checkpoints from you, I have to tell you.
It is. It's a lot of checkpoints. There are 2 very different days, and it's just a lot of information to take in at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Well, at 5 a.m., you get this up at 5 a.m. with your cowbells.
Yes. I rang that cowbell pretty hard this morning.
Well, take us through. Let's see if we've got our little Mapbox thing, and let's take us through.
All right. We leave Base Camp 1 today, and right out of the gate, they have a choice between a regular checkpoint and an X checkpoint. X checkpoint, it's a really cool route.
Okay.
And so, top teams really in the hunt for points are going to want to take that for sure. They end up in the town of Manhattan. They go across the Big Smoky Valley around Sailor Peak. They have their first choice of X routes. We did have to remove the 4x4 X route because the area has received so much rain this year. It's really washed out a lot of trails.
Okay.
So they're making their way over to the first green CP. The regular route is much easier to drive, a little harder to navigate in terms of getting the checkpoints.
Okay.
Black diamond checkpoints. But the X route is going to be a little tougher, a little more technical, rough. They're going to cross what we call Gabb's Pole Line Road. I shouldn't even tell people this, but that is a great cutoff between Vegas and Reno. If you ever want to drive fast on a great dirt road, they're going to cross over into what are called the Monte Cristos.
I remember the Monte Cristos from when I was competing, and it's like these canyons, and there's all these, we call them fingers, and it was very, very easy to get into the wrong finger, and then once you got into it, you were like, so that might be a little tough to navigate in there.
It is, and they have a number of checkpoints in that area. They have a green checkpoint. They're all going to get to that point, and then they have choices between a regular route and an X route. It's fun driving. Mm-hmm. The X route is rough, though. It goes up into an old mining area, but they're rewarded because at the end, it's really fun driving as they drop down into the old area called Columbus.
Okay.
It's it was an old mining town. You really can't see much of the remains, but it's a beautiful big dry lake bed. It is to the west of Tonopah, Nevada, and you're looking at the White Mountains. Once they get through that area, they're going to cross Highway 6, which is the way you get from Tonopah to Bishop, California. Mm-hmm. They cross Highway 6. They end up in the most colorful valley. It is gorgeous, and it is called Fish Lake Valley. They will have checkpoints in that area, once again, heavily damaged by rains. Then they make their way to Fish Lake Valley Hot Springs. They get to camp there. It's self-camp night, and I think of it as an easy day. It is about 130 miles, assuming they don't get lost.
Right. And they have 10 hours, I think, to do.
They do. They have 10 hours. It is very, very doable day. But the reason why we're kind of saving up their vehicles, saving them up, because tomorrow is going to be a really long, beautiful, tough day, and it's going to make a big difference on the competition and the scores, I believe, on stage 3.
I can't wait.
Yes.
I can't wait. I'm so excited for all of this, and I'm so excited to do a self-camp, and I know that we've got some hot springs, which is going to be great. I might have not brought a bathing suit, so just be prepared. I don't know what's going to happen when I go into those hot springs.
Oh, Emme.
Good thing I'm not shy. Anyway, listen, Emily, thank you so much. It is amazing. I was thinking today as I was walking through the tent, I'm like, man, look what Emily built. Look at what you built, man. It's so cool.
I must be insane.
So cool. So cool.
It's so cool.
All right. Well, I think we are throwing to Harry on the starting line. Is that correct there? Let's see
Looks
what
like
Harry's
Harry.
got. All right. All right. So, what are your plans for today since we're moving base camps?
I'm heading back up to Belmont. I'm going to say goodbye to town, and it's such a great place. I kind of hate to leave.
Yeah.
And then I am headed out into the Monte Cristos,
Okay.
and then I'm going to meet up everybody at
All right.
Fish Lake Valley.
Well, maybe I'll go up with you to Dirty Dick's because I haven't had a cocktail up there yet. So maybe it's a Bloody Mary after the show.
They make great Bloody Marys.
All right, cool. Let's see what Harry has got for us on the starting line.
Yeah, we're here at the start with the rugged Ruby Bells. So, Lee, tell me a little bit about this Jeep you're driving out here.
Yeah, so this is an awesome Rugged Ridge 2018 Jeep JLU. So we're driving it. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. We're out here for the first time for me and my navigator. It's her second time. So yeah, we're pretty excited. We're actually fourth off the line this morning too. So busy early morning.
And we hear your twang, Lee. Where are you from?
So I know I am from the South, so a Southern girl from Louisiana, actually originally Hawaii, so it's really that far south. Southernmost tip of the United States, just not continental.
And what do you think about the terrain and landscapes we have out here?
Oh, it's been awesome. So it's obviously very different than wheeling back home, but it's been great. I got to do some training in early March, and so seeing some of the similar terrain out here again has been a lot of fun. The scenery, though, you just can't beat it. You really can't.
What upgrades did you do to the Jeep ahead of the event?
We've done a ton of things. So we're running a super lift kit on this. We've got Rugged Ridge bumpers front and rear for all the protection. So we've upgraded a ton of the interior stuff. You actually see these handy grab handles. So we've got a ton of products from Rugged Ridge Super Lift. We've got our new Bushwhacker fender flares we're running. Actually got a high lift jack mount from Rugged Ridge as well. So yeah, this Jeep is completely outfitted from all of our brands at Real Truck. So yeah, it's a way to just really showcase again your Jeep, your adventure.
Well, that's half the battle, getting ready before the event, right? So sounds like you're all ready to go. We hope you have a great day out there.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
Moving down the line, we've got, I'll let Lily talk, but I have to give an introduction to this woman here. They did amazing yesterday. So, do you want to move up? Do you want, all right, we'll walk and talk. So, Lily, I said I will let you say your piece, but first I want to say, if there's anyone that I'm most proud of at this entire event, it is Lily. So I met Lily 6 years ago now. She was an intern. I picked her up from the airport. And I don't think it's too much to say that your life has been changed by this event. You met your husband through this event. You went to work for Rivian through this event. You went up to Alaska this summer. I mean, you've had all these amazing experiences, but I guess why don't we let you tell people about it?
I feel like you already said it.
All right, I guess I need to ask you a question then. So you crushed it yesterday.
We did. We did pretty great.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about how your day went.
Alex is an amazing navigator. So, I mean, the name of the game is competition, and you're playing a giant chessboard. So having Alex in the right seat is literally the only reason that we're successful, because she is so epic.
And so your rookies, what did you do to prepare for success out here ahead of the event?
We trained, but we definitely worked on communication. So you're going to have moments when you don't always like each other. So what do you do in those moments? And whenever it sucks, what do you do? So in those moments of like 2 to 3 p.m. when your sugar drops, and you're like, I really like this person, but for right now, I hate the way she breathes. So it's in those moments that makes it for us.
Well, but what's the secret? You told us to look out for those moments.
I can't tell you the secret.
All right, at the end of the rally, we're going to come back to you, and then you're going to have to tell us all. We'll let you keep your secrets for this year. But
Thank you. Thanks, Harry.
Yep, have a great day out there today. The Rivian looks great, and
This
everyone's
is
cheering.
Linda, the limestone legend, to be clear. This is Linda. She's our third teammate.
Excellent. You treat her well, and she'll treat you well.
Thank you.
Good luck out there today. So from arguably the newest, highest tech vehicle out here to the oldest, most analog vehicle out here. Good morning. I'm doing great, and how about yourselves?
Doing good, getting through it, yeah.
So tell us, how did you hear about the Rebelle Rally?
Actually, my partner and I are both very involved in the classic Land Rover community on the East Coast, and there's a local article called Rover's Magazine through a parts manufacturer called Rover's North, and I actually remember reading the article in Rover's Magazine, and I was like, oh, I got to get out here and do this, so yeah.
And I heard it from Jeff Aronson, who writes for...
Right, Jeff Aronson had come out here in the past, and actually I recall...
And I found out through the Rovers of Virginia community that the Rebelle was going on.
And I recall on the cover of the magazine was actually Diana's Punch Bowl, right? Which we visited yesterday. That's awesome. So you had an opportunity to see that in person. Where's home for you?
Pennsylvania.
And Maryland.
All right, so you came all the way out from the East Coast. What did you do to prepare for the rally?
Oh man, what didn't I do? I dropped a new motor in the truck about 4 weeks ago, so I prepared for that, or I prepared for it in that way. We've been doing a lot of off-road. We've been doing a lot of off-road driving together on different courses, especially in the state of West Virginia at Twin Mountain 4x4 Park. That's our home park that we were training at, and then doing anything I could do mechanically to the truck to prepare it.
And West Virginia, Overland, they helped me because I was a prior Marine and I had done it 20 navigation 25 years, so he had to translate for me the military to what they were trying to teach at Rebelle for navigation. And then I just watched a lot of the Drakkar and all those other sport rally things. So.
Well, Land Rover has such a strong heritage in rally. It's awesome to see this vehicle out here. We're so glad you're here and that you brought it. Have fun today.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
All right. We'll head back to Emme and Matthew now, and we'll have some more start line interviews for you later.
Thanks, Harry. You know, what's interesting about today, especially because since everyone's moving, that means that today they have to pack up.
Yeah.
So they're
it's a busy morning.
They're up at 5, and then they've got to pack up their stuff and plot and get in the car by 7 o'clock. So there goes Lily. Bye, Lily. But so the thing is on this day, you really do not want to draw first. You really, because your morning is just packed. And Emily ensures that you cannot get up earlier than 5 o'clock.
Well, I mean, it means you got an hour and a half less time than your competitors
100%,
when you've got to get going like that.
100%. So today is really hard for them to get going, for the drivers to get in and to help the navigators plot. So it's always interesting to see people running around. They've got their tents and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so late. I'm so late. I haven't got water. I haven't got my food. I don't know what's happening. So, but you know, we've got so many people out there. These ladies are doing it all analog, but all of our media people.
Yeah, we get the cheating tools.
We get the cheat tools. We do.
And one of them that a lot of us have been using this year is OnX, and I've learned how to use OnX. And Harry did a cool piece yesterday on it. Let's hear from them.
Yeah.
So the live crew and I have made our way up to this blue checkpoint, and some of you at home might wonder how we find our way. It's not a map and compass for us. We have the luxury of using an app that Emily uses called OnX, and we've just found Harry Situations over here who absolutely loves it because once Emily plans out the course, she can share files with staff members so they can find out how to get to each checkpoint. So we all meet the night before and we're given a lay of the land, and then we know how to get here. But Harry is very experienced in this. Hey Harry, how you doing?
Hi, great.
So
beautiful out here.
Can you tell, isn't it? We're in the middle of nowhere, and the only way we got here was with OnX, and you know a lot more about it than me. Can you talk a little bit about how the team uses it?
Absolutely, yeah. One of the features that OnX has that's unique is land ownership. So there is a lot of BLM land out here, but there's also a lot of private land. So I know Emily uses that to know exactly where she's going and who owns the land, where she needs to pull permits or who she needs to talk to. And then for us on the media side, Emily's time is so valuable. So she'll do this ahead of time. And for instance, this point here on our OnX app, she'll send us all the route. She'll send us points if we look at this one, P4 Photog, she even has notes in here. So this is Diana's punch bowl, high score blue. Okay to be visible, parked vehicle low on the north side and hike up. And these sort of notes are so valuable to us when we're out here on the media team, and it's all made possible through OnX.
So if I wanted to go somewhere on my own with my family, could I call you up if you'd been to that place and you could share a file with me, and then I'd be able to go to the waypoints that you'd visited?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's really powerful and really useful, and you can download maps ahead of time. You can have satellite imagery, roads, all sorts of different things, even a 3D view now.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, and we'll see you at Diana's Punch Bowl, I guess.
Sounds good.
Cheers. Good stuff.
Welcome back to Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. And, you know, we've got some pretty cool vehicles out here on the starting line. And this one, I didn't even know we had this vehicle. It is the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392.
I heard this thing running in the parking lot the other day, and I was really busy, right? But I was like, what was that? That doesn't sound right.
No, because it's a V8. They
finally
they went back and they dropped a V8 into the 392. And let me tell you, it defaults to the loudest exhaust note.
Of course. Of course.
It's just my favorite thing. So I really can't wait to see how they manage their fuel, because I got to tell you, that thing.
But other than that, just driving locally in like our own off-road trails in like Arizona, Phoenix, Tucson. So yeah, that was all the training we did.
And did you have another vehicle that you replaced with the Bronco, another 4x4, or is this your first 4x4?
First.
And how did it work in the sand dunes?
Beautiful.
Awesome. So tell us how you heard about the Rebelle Rally.
I actually heard about the Rebelle through my sister, who did it in 2016. So she's an original.
Nice.
Yep.
And now you're back together. Now, being sisters, are those like old childhood rivalries coming up, or how is the teamwork working out there?
No rivalries. But I think it's actually
She's way older than me. So.
No, it's actually bringing us closer together.
That's awesome. Well.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you have another great day. I know Emily has an awesome spot picked out for us to camp tonight, so have fun out there, enjoy the views, and good luck.
Thank you.
Moving back down the line, we have some teams that we've already talked to, so I'm going to throw it back to Matthew. So we have the opportunity to talk to some folks we haven't interviewed yet a little bit later.
Cool. It's cool to hear the 392 drive by here.
Oh, that was awesome. It's all
yeah, fun stuff. So they mentioned doing some of the Rebelle trainings.
Yeah.
We have a whole network of different dates through the season where prospective competitors come and get trained. Sometimes I show up and do some of the driver training. My wife, Chrissy, does a lot of the navigational and maps training.
Yeah, and you know, even as a seasoned competitor, Rebecca and I would come back and we would do some of the training, because it's always good to get those fundamentals and practice those fundamentals. So usually, you know, they'll take you out. They will take competitors through the map and compass, how to read the map, how to plot a point, how to just find north, how to use that compass, and we call it putting the red in the shed.
Yeah.
There's a little red needle, and you put the red in the shed.
Yeah. It sounds like you and a Becca thing.
Oh well, Rebecca has a site. Another great thing about the trainings is that you can look at a bunch of different compasses and see, do you want the compass where you're looking out this way and you've got it you've got it away from your body, or do you like the one that you can put up to your eye and you can just see right there in front of your eye? And it's a very different way to see your headings, and some people are comfortable with one and some people are comfortable with the other. So
what do you think that means on screen there?
Maybe that means on that screen right there that she is going to be off the line at 7:23 on day 3, but I'm not sure what 54 means, unless she's 54th off the line, which would be the very last competitor. I'm not sure.
That may add up.
I don't know, but look at that. She's smart. She's putting her electrolytes in the water, because I got to tell you, drinking just plain water for 8 days really gets you down.
Are we looking in the window with the Sequoia there? I think we're checking out the edge of the Sequoia. That vehicle was last year's rookie winner with Sam and Becky in it, who have upgraded.
Yeah, and Sam and Becky did really good yesterday. Our rookies of the year, they ended up last year. They ended up in 5th place, and this year they're driving a 2022 Toyota Tundra, and they're driving the iForce Max Hybrid. Now, that is not a hybrid that you have to plug in, but it still gets the electrified designation because there are some electrons flowing through that powertrain.
Earlier when I was really short-sighted and said, you're so good at smiling, you're also so good at knowing a lot of this background information on these vehicles, because that is what you do for your job.
Yeah, well, I get to do
appreciate
it for a living, so.
No, it's really it's awesome to hear all the background knowledge and such that you're bringing here as well.
Go on.
I'm looking forward, though. I'll try to sneak in there and have a chat with Sam about that vehicle.
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
Both of them have been engineers on it, but I want to chat a bit with Sam about some of the specifics of the hybrid.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see what
Harry's got.
Looks like Harry's got some situations to talk about out there. Harry, are you there?
Hits from Harry.
I sure am. Yeah, I'm here with Chris Vockler and Andrea Schaefer back again as a team. Both of you have competed in this event quite a bit, and it showed yesterday. Tell us about your day.
Oh my gosh, we just followed our process, did our thing, and had an amazing time. The views were incredible, and the trails were amazing, and we just did what we do really well and just focused on the next one and the next one. It was nothing special other than we just work well together, right? Yeah. What do you say?
Chris is selling it. This is why you're the first one to sign up every year.
This is a vacation, an incredible vacation that's completely different when you run a company. This makes you a better leader in so many things. And yeah, I'm tired, but the Rebelle is life-changing, and it's gift-giving all year long.
So how did the two of you come to be teammates?
Well, I met her in 2017 when they were broken down. We helped get them back up and running. She sat in my rig. We had no idea that a couple years later I would be asking her when her current partner couldn't do it that year. Hey, would you be my partner? And no, there you go. Rest is history. Yeah. We become best friends. So.
That's awesome. Well, have a great day out there today. I know that Emily has even more spectacular views in store for you and probably a few tricks to throw your way, but you two are veterans at this. You know the game.
Thank you. We're excited. Yeah. Right?
Have fun.
Thanks, guys.
So moving down the line, we have the Toyota Tundra here that Emme was just mentioning. You can actually even hear the hybrid, regens through the brakes as they're moving forward. Morning.
Good morning.
So, Becky, we'll let you keep moving, but you two following up, proving that last year was no fluke. Our rookies of the year. Now you finished 5th yesterday, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we had a really good day yesterday.
And how did the truck perform out there? Can you tell us the differences with this vehicle versus the Sequoia that you drove last year?
Yeah, so this vehicle is a lot longer, but it makes it really nice and comfy. So it was a really nice ride yesterday. There were a lot of really tight trails, so I probably have a couple of scratches on the sides, but it was great, yeah.
Well, it still looks like it's all in one piece. The wrap looks amazing, and I am a little sad, though, you don't have on your sunglasses this morning.
Oh, I'll have them on later.
All right, well, have fun out there again. Great job, and we'll see you at the hot springs.
Cool.
We'll go back to you, Emme, and I will not say Rebecca this time, Emme and Matthew. Emme and Rebecca is just ingrained in my brain. I apologize for that, but we'll go back to you, and then let's talk to these folks in the Santa Fe.
Awesome. We both looked at each other when he said the hot springs, and Emme looked at me like, oh God, did he just give away a clue?
And then I realized realized, no. Emily talked about
we
it
all
today
knew that
at
was
the
part of
briefing.
Emily's talk in the morning.
Whew, yeah.
Oh man.
So
we are told as part of the crew that we are all rocks, and literally, when a team comes and sneaking around, wanting to just jive and hey, how's it going? Oh yeah, how's it going to be this afternoon?
Yeah. Oh
It's
no,
like,
I don't know. I'm a rock.
We've got to be really, really on it to not let out any secrets. And in fact, Emily and Jimmy are really careful not to tell us too much. Also,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm actually supposed to go to the media talk through of the route. I think she looks at me and she's like, I really don't want you
not
here.
sure.
Yeah.
Not sure you need to know all these details. You just sit up there.
Yeah,
and
you just
talk.
sit up there and talk.
Just
you know,
tell us
just
who's
talk and
winning.
smile,
Just sit up
talk
there
and
and tell us who's
smile.
winning. I did want to see Becky's shades this morning. I saw those last night in the background, and it looked like she had some Daft Punk shades.
No, she always has like hilarious sunglasses, which
One
I
her
just love.
pink hair. She's hard to miss.
No, I know.
And she came by here wearing what?
Like a onesie sleeping bag?
Yeah, a onesie sleeping bag, which sounds like a big blanket. But it actually, it really fit.
It is.
It looked like
wait,
it
what
worked.
is she writing? Look at the screen here. What is she writing? Oh, wait, black check. That stands for Black Diamond Checkpoint.
Black checkpoint.
RD, I have never written on the windshield. That's a
Oh yeah,
great
dry
idea.
erase. You just carry a dry erase with you.
Christy Levy, of course, right? She's our veteran. Both those ladies in that rig are veterans, and so they know how to think out of the box, and they know exactly how to be efficient with their time because of all their military experience. So
yeah,
I'm gonna.
Yesterday, Harry got in there and saw a lot of the other tricks they've got in their Jeep. That thing is kitted out.
No, those girls are prepared. So Andrea Schaefer and Chris Vockler just passed us, and I just have to comment only because I know Andrea Schaefer has got a great sense of humor, but she's a very petite woman.
Yes.
And she has a giant helmet.
That helmet. Yeah, the helmet looks like she's ready to go to the moon.
Amazing.
It's huge.
She looks like Sputnik. Oh my gosh, it's just so great.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. Looks like I can't see where Harry.
Yeah, he's standing with our ladies in the Santa Cruz.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
the
let's hear from
Hyundai
them.
Santa Cruz. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that little guy.
Looks cool.
That's right. Yeah, we're here with the rookie team 215 in their Hyundai Santa Cruz. So tell us a little bit about how you prepared for this event.
Well, we attended 2 trainings, one in Ocotillo Wells for dunes driving and the other in Ridgecrest, which we're going to be going to, I think, on day 3, so that'll be helpful. I can't imagine doing this without training because it is intense.
And this is the first time we've had a Santa Cruz in the event. This thing looks amazing. I love the tire and wheel combo. I love the wrap, and these things just look super neat. What sort of modifications were made to it to get it ready for the rally?
Well, we got a new front end. We got a light bar. We got front recovery hooks and skid plates and a 1-inch lift, plus the wheels and tires.
Well, and that's really helpful, I think, particularly in the X-Cross class, because ground clearance can be a little limited compared to something like a Jeep Wrangler, so having those skid plates is great.
Yes, absolutely. That's going to help us keep this safe and protect the underbelly of the Santa Cruz.
And we had some technical terrain yesterday, even on day 1. How did the vehicle work out there for you?
It was great. In fact, we accidentally went to a 4x4 checkpoint and found that it was super capable, so yay.
My bad.
Well, that's a good silver lining, right? You got a lot of confidence in the vehicle, if nothing else.
We do. It's really a great little vehicle. It's super fun to drive.
Awesome. Well, we know you're going to have even more fun out there today, so good luck.
Thank you.
And from rookies to original Rebels who have done this event every year, Karen Hone, Dana Saxton, there are no better ambassadors for this event than these 2 ladies. They are the epitome of style and grace. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Tell us, how are you doing?
We're doing great. We're pretty excited about this day. We hear it's spectacular scenery. We go to self camp, so it should be great.
And having done this event every year, what keeps you coming back?
First of all, it's really fun, and it's a wonderful challenge that we don't normally do in our everyday life. So it's fun to get out here, get our brains going on this, and be single-minded for 7 days on getting down the road, finding as many checkpoints as we can, and just having fun doing the best we can.
And we've seen teams come back but maybe with different teammates year after year. The two of you have been together since the start. How long have you known each other?
Decades, I would say. And I mean, I can't say enough about my teammate. It's we have a lot of fun together, and if you're not having a good time with your teammate out here, it's going to be a miserable experience. So the fact that we get to do this together, have fun, we come into it with really the same thing as far as competing. We want the same thing out of it, and if we don't do well, we don't do well. If we do great, we do great. So, but we give it our best. So I think we're on the same level with that.
And Karen, if I have one complaint, it's that your daughters keep getting married during the Rebelle Rally. Why is this happening?
Well, we're pretty excited that our daughters are getting married. Yeah, Susie just got married a couple of weeks ago. Then my daughter had a baby 7 weeks ago. So, yeah, that part of life is getting in the way of their rallying. But I'm sure they'll be back. You haven't seen the last of them.
Well, I certainly hope so. They're always great to have out here, as are the two of you. So thank you so much for being here, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you for being here.
All right. Now we have some more rookies again. Lots of rookie teams this year. And I'm always interested to hear what they've done to train, how they found out about the rally, and Team 104 will have the opportunity to share that experience. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we were just talking about how people have heard about the Rebelle Rally. How did you hear about this event?
I heard about it originally, I think, just from YouTube. And we'd watched it for a few years. And then it was my boyfriend's idea, actually, that I should compete. And so now I blame him. Anytime he's like, all you do is work on your truck. Right. I'm like, yep, I do.
And then she's like, who can I get to do this with me? And put out a feeler. And I'm like, hey. And she's like, yeah. So here we are.
And what did you do to your vehicle to get it ready for this event?
So quite a few things, really more so cosmetic and packing wise, because I've built this vehicle out over the past 5 years. So I had already done all of the re-gearing, lockers, improved suspension, tie rods, all the different things underneath. So got the rear bumper put on for our extra full-size spare, added some different attachments for the roof rack so we could keep space freed up on the inside. And then we've got a full goose gear drawer system in the back. They were not nice enough to sponsor us and hook us up with that. Red Arc hooked us up with the solar system, so we've got a dual battery solar system that powers our fridge with the solar panel on the hood, and that converts everything back there for us, so we can have everything at our fingertips that we need. So we're very over prepared for our first year.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And Matthew Johnson, the show host, has a 4th Gen 4Runner that he's had out here for years. He built his own drawers, but these vehicles are incredibly capable and I think a great choice for the rally.
They are.
So have fun today and enjoy yourselves out there. Make sure and look up and see the views.
Definitely. Bye.
All right, Matthew, that was your segue. Tell us a little bit about your 4Runner.
That's great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, do
Eric.
you have a solar panel on your to power your fridge? That's pretty cool, man.
No solar panel in mine. However, the drawers, we looked at some drawer systems, and then, my wife being my wife, Chrissy and I
She's
were like,
"No, just build them."
We've got some plywood. We'll get this plywood, and we spent one evening and basically built our own drawers and built a sleeping platform with some padding under a carpet and. Admittedly, it's not as beautiful as the rest, but we did it in a night. And
wow, that must be so nice to have a vehicle you can sleep in. I
part
can't
of that,
sleep in my vehicle. It's only 2 seats.
Part of the spirit, though, of off-road is a lot of just finding a new way to do a thing.
Absolutely.
Or, a lot of creativity. Now, I'd like to we got to run back through all those interviews because a lot of them had some gems there. I don't want to step over all the gems that Harry just unearthed.
I love the fact that the Santa Cruz rookies, by the way, accidentally went to a 4x4 checkpoint.
Totally.
That's amazing.
They are both really cool, sweet to talk to. Kristen and Jill, I saw them at training. Some of the days I was at training and Jill was doing driver training, Kristen was in the hotel, stuck in the hotel, not feeling well. So, they did the best they could, got a couple trainings in.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, sometimes at our trainings, some teams that are out here have been planning to be here for 2 years. they would come to a training or two and then use that as knowledge and meeting people to understand how to start equipping their vehicle or what it was going to take to come and compete. And then on those trainings, you also get a good glimpse of if this thing is for you or not.
Yeah.
Before like showing up for 7 or 8 days.
Exactly,
It's quite a
exactly.
commitment to come to the big event.
And, and some people, they'll come to the trainings and they don't have a partner, and then they'll be able to meet some people and they'll meet their partners there. So, if you want to compete in this event and you think like, well, I don't have anyone that I can do it with, just go to a training, because you never know who you're going to meet there. And at the very least, you're going to learn some skills that are going to help you when you're just out wheeling on your own or with your family or with, your other friends who maybe just don't, they think they can't handle the Rebelle, but you can, because you're a tough lady.
Yeah,
and
right.
one of the other great things is that, driving in the dunes can be really scary. And so having that training, especially when you go to a Barlow training in the dunes, Nina will take you through and show you exactly how to drive in those dunes in a stock vehicle, because it's different.
Mm-hmm.
You can drive the dunes in a side-by-side all day long,
Yeah,
and it's
no problem.
easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
easy.
You're probably not going to get stuck. You can side hill. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff. But once you get into a stock vehicle that's heavier, then you really have to modify your driving style, and you've got to know how to do that. You've got to know how to scout the dunes and how to read the dunes. And so that dune training is absolutely necessary. And I mean, Rebecca and I would go to them every year. We would try to get to one.
That's great. You got to spend the time.
Yeah.
I have clearly my whole career is driving.
Yeah.
When I'm in the dunes, I'm like a medium skilled driver here in these dunes.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start thinking you know what you're doing in the dunes, you're stuck.
Yeah.
And you're not stuck a little bit. You're real stuck.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't wait till we get to Glamis and we can really talk about what it's like to drive those dunes and get their reactions, because some people love them and some people hate them.
Some absolutely terrified of them.
Absolutely.
For good reason sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so marching along, that was a really great interview with those two.
Yep.
We got to talk to Karen and Dana.
Oh, Mama Hohen and Mama Saxton.
Yeah.
They are such great role models for every single competitor here. Just not only with their attitude, but just their, the way they carry themselves and their friendliness towards each other and towards other competitors, and just they're always ready for a hug, and they will help anybody out on the course.
They'll help anybody.
Anybody.
And obviously their daughters have been here competing over lots of years, and we heard a little bit about,
Their daughters are a little bit more competitive, though.
Yes.
I'll
Oh,
tell
yeah,
you
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Their daughters would be like,
Yeah. They would treat me like you treat me. When I was out there trying to tell a story, they'd roll the window up in my face and take off. I'm like, oh, okay. Guess we're not chatting with them today. But Karen and Dana, they're full time, 100% Rebels, 100% with the same partner the whole time. Just a great example. If they find some consistency this week, we may see them with their best finish in all 7 years.
They ended up in 8th place yesterday with 91% of the points. So they're 20 points out of first place, which, I mean, listen, that's a lot. But
out of first place, it's a lot. But in the game,
they're doing pretty good. But what happens with them is they'll have a couple of great days, and then they kind of fall off a little bit, and then they'll come back.
It's like
and
they
they'll
just
have a
can't be
great day.
bothered one day.
Yeah,
They'll take a day
they're
off.
just like, you know what? We're just going to have fun today. We're
Yeah.
just going to have fun.
Yeah.
So, but Karen Hohen competed in the Gazelle Rally in Morocco. That's where I first met her, and she actually, that was a year that that her daughter had a problem with her Land Rover, and she gave up a part off of her car.
That's right, with the
so
suspension.
So that they could continue. So, she is Mama Hohen through and through, which is really amazing. So I love that.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
So we're sitting here with probably still less than half of the vehicles. I'll tell you, speaking about all these vehicles sitting here, year 1, 2, and maybe 3, this was a full field sitting here. Yeah, and now at 54, 55 cars, we've got a lot of vehicles sitting around. It takes a while to get everybody off the start line.
It does, especially with this 2 minutes, because we want to keep some distance between these vehicles, and oftentimes before in the past we've started off 2 by 2 at a minute at each time, and I'm not sure we're going to see that this year. We'll see.
One other new thing I'm told I've heard hint of this year is the ability for fans at home to start interacting with us through social media.
What?
We're evidently, I don't know when this is happening, we're going to get a feed so that we can see some questions live as they're coming in.
That'd be great.
And, because there's lots of details. We could just chew your ears off with the details of this event. And sometimes we're not clear what we didn't make clear.
Yeah,
So, you know, having the ability to reach out. So interact with us through socials. Reach out to us. Comment on YouTube during the show, Facebook. Even though we're not seeing it right now, we do have people in our ear that are watching those comments. So, interact with us.
Yeah, please do. Please
reach
do.
out.
All right. Well, let's see what Harry has got up here because I know he's got, we've still got people coming in through the line.
Some
So
Mount
let's
Subi.
see. Harry situations.
Yeah, we're here at the start line with Mountain Subi. So, Carrie and Angie, I have to say, as an aside, I am a geophysicist, I think a pretty good one, but there's an even better one from Stanford here in this vehicle. She's showing just how smart she is because you two rocked it yesterday, so kind of teamed up at the last minute, but had a great day. Tell us a little bit about your day yesterday.
We had a fantastic day. We just hit all of our CPs right on target. Had a lot of fun on the routes. We definitely put our locker and tires to use. They really kept our momentum going, and my car nice and cool, so I wasn't heating up my transmission too much. So something I always keep an eye on with the Subarus.
And Carrie, you get off-road so much, I'm sure know your vehicle better than most out here. And Angie, how do you feel? I know you brought your vehicle last year, so how is it changing from being in your Xterra to being in a Subaru?
It's definitely a big change coming from an Xterra down to a Subaru. It's lower down. But Carrie is just rocking it. I'm always impressed with how she drives this because if I were to drive this car, it would not go well because I'm used to my Xterra, which will just go over everything. But she has to use her skill to navigate through the bumps and the turns, and with some of those areas where the roads were washed out yesterday, she did it amazingly, and so I'm super happy to be here with her.
Well, it went good yesterday. We hope it goes just as smoothly for you out there today, and have a good time. Moving down the line, we have another Bronco. Lots of Broncos this year. I think this is a great platform for this event. It doesn't have the solid front axle that a Jeep has, which is maybe a little more durable, but most of the terrain we see out here isn't necessarily rock crawling. These work really good in the dunes. I think we'll see that played out at the end of the week, but we'll talk a little to Team 120 about why they chose a Bronco. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. I'm not sure what my segue is. Maybe they want me to talk to a Jeep. That's fine. Okay, those are nice too. They, swept the podium last year, so clearly a winning platform. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
She doesn't speak English much. I felt good.
All right. Well, we're glad that you're here. Thank you so much. And how did things go yesterday?
It went well to start with. We got lost. We found ourselves, and then we got really lost. But it's okay. It's a brand new day. We're moving on. So it's good.
That is the great attitude to have out here at the Rebelle Rally. So, bon chance. And from vehicles that we see a lot of, Broncos, Wranglers, to a vehicle we don't see a lot of. We have had a G-Wagon compete before, but it's been a few years. These things are super popular overseas. If you see any overlanding here in the States, they're more kind of associated with celebrities, but solid axles, super tough, good suspension. Good morning. I'm just hyping up your vehicle. How did it work for you out there yesterday?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. There wasn't anything that I couldn't tackle. I haven't gotten to a tricky spot. I didn't even need my lockers, but I'm looking forward to using my lockers. Plus, this thing rides great on the highway, unlike Jeeps.
Oh, throwing down the gauntlet there a little bit. Yeah, and that's an important thing out here. We have such long days, right? So fatigue comes into play. How are you holding up thus far?
Going to bed early, getting up early, remembering to eat. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Can you tell us, how did you hear about the Rebelle Rally?
You know, it was a previous Rebelle, Christian Yell, and then Julia, Susie McBride, she's riding this rally. She brought Julia in for a training, and that's where we met.
Oh, nice. So did you do a lot of training to prepare for the event?
Yeah, Julia came out to Colorado, so we were tackling some trails in the Rocky Mountains, doing some extra difficult stuff just in the G-Wagon, and then we also went up to Kilpecker Sand Dunes, so some nice, wet, big dunes. It was pretty great.
That sounds like a good advice for anyone out there that would want to do this event, to get ready and be prepared. And is it paying off?
I mean, we'll see. But yeah, you definitely want to practice in your rig. So whatever you're driving, get it out there.
That's great advice. Thanks. We hope you have another great day, and don't forget to look up and enjoy the views.
Cool, thanks. Take care.
Emme and Rebecca. Did it again. I'm sorry, Matthew. Matthew, I know you've been the host every year. I really respect you and appreciate you, and I want to hear what you have to say.
Can someone please make me a photo of Rebecca that I could just hold up in front of my face once in a while? Yeah, we're going to do it.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. How was that that smackdown from the G-Wagon to Jeep?
I loved it. She's like, and it rides well. Wait, she took her shades down, and then she was throwing shade.
Right, right.
That was hilarious.
But you know what? You know what's great is we asked for social, and look, we got social comments.
Oh, awesome!
Isn't that great?
Cheers for 167.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Christy and Jessica. We were chatting with already.
We were
they
just
were
chatting with
right
them.
on the windshield, right?
Yep.
With the dry race.
Let's go 203.
203, Carissa and Trista. Oh, man. Speaking of 203, rookie team had a radiator issue. They had to show up to camp in a van, not in their competition vehicle.
Exactly.
Can you imagine the mental, stress of rookies with their vehicle problem before the event starts?
Crazy.
Who else we got here?
Go Team Plot Twist, 206.
206. That's Tana and Verena in the Kia. And, hey, I want to see them have a great day today.
I do.
After the Terra Trip struggle.
After that Terra Trip stuff, I'm not sure if they were able to get that fixed or if they were able to get their Odo calibrated. You know, like I said, you can do this rally on just an Odo. It does make it a little bit more difficult, but it is possible to do it. I did the Gazelle Rally in Morocco on an Odo, and that was nuts. So
I'll say, well, if you're planning to use that factory Odo, then you can be, for different tire size you've got on the vehicle and all that, you can be dialed with it, but they weren't planning to do that.
Right, exactly.
So it's a double stress there.
Part of the thing that happens when you don't have your factory tire size, you have to calibrate your Odo so that there's a cal factor. So either you're multiplying or you're dividing, depending on if I'm giving my navigator how far I've gone or if she's telling me how far we need to go. Because your Odo isn't correct, it's always going to be off by a percentage. So always having to do that math, it can get real exhausting. Very, very exhausting.
We were just looking in the window there with Liz and Hillary in their 2023 Honda Pilot Trail Sport. Yeah. Another manufacturer supported vehicle.
And you know that Trail Sport is a new a new trim for Honda, so we'll see how it does this year.
It's so cool here at the Rebelle that we have so much manufacturer interest.
Yeah.
We've got something on the order of 9 manufacturers participating with us this year, which is
so this is Team 203, the team that had the radiator problem even before they got here, which, like you said, I mean, how stressful. It's so stressful just getting here, and you don't really know what base camp is going to look like, and they're rookies, and that's just crazy. I am so proud of them for persevering and getting through there.
Yeah, same. And here they are, jamming, working on. They had a decent day. Finished kind of in the middle yesterday, but you got to imagine, actually finished in the middle of X-Cross yesterday, but the leading rookie team in X-Cross yesterday.
Awesome.
I mean, you look at them, they look like they mean business. It looks like they've been practicing. They're ready to just get their event going and forget all about their vehicle issues early on.
Exactly. Well, listen, let's see what our schedule is for today, because I don't think we've got an afternoon show, but we are going to be live from the finish line today at our self-camp, which is down at Fish Lake, not a creek, it's a lake.
It's a lake.
Fish Lake Hot Springs.
Is there fish in the hot springs?
I don't know. Maybe they'll eat all the dead skin off of your feet, and we can get a pedicure.
You don't even have to take your boots off for them to do that. We haven't even gotten to Emmy's boots
wait
yet.
till we get to the boot part.
We'll have a chat about that.
Yeah, but maybe we can do our live show from inside the hot spring.
I love the idea of that.
Yeah. I'm sure our producer.
Yeah,
will
our
let us
live
do
show
that.
might look a little less formal tonight, but it's going to be a lot of fun regardless.
Yep,
Please do join us.
That
6
will be
o'clock.
tonight at 6 o'clock, right
Pacific.
here on our socials, rebelrally.com/live, Rebelle Rally on YouTube and on Facebook.
We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.
And goodbye.